Y'all. Today we're going to talk about what we need to talk about, which is this artificial intelligence, this AI in education. Because a lot of us, now I'm going to be honest with y'all, we ain't doing what we need to do with this AI. We're scared of it, we're not talking about it. And it's not just in education, we need to be integrating this in our lives. I have had great success using AI, and I was not aware of how helpful it can be. And it does require you to adapt some new ways of doing things, but it is truly a productivity hack. So if you are that person who's been wondering how AI might impact the school system, you've been straying away from AI, or you've been using it just a little bit surface level, but you know you probably need to do a little bit more, this is the session for you. Y'all, I got us a good old guest today who's going to talk to us about what she sees coming and how she uses AI as well, not only in education, but also in her life. So I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself so that you can, tell them the pieces that they need to know.
Hello, hey Iman family or everybody, all the Dr. D people. My name is Letitia. I am a fully transitioned educator into the coaching and consulting world. Did education for about over 20 years. Um, but beyond all of that, I'm a wife. I am a daughter. I love to laugh. I love to laugh just about at anything. I love me a good rom com. Just to give you a little bit of background. I like those mushy and predictable movies, very light. I love comedy. Um, but yeah, and I love to hang out. I love good girl chat, like uplifting, empowerment types of things. But I transitioned fully at the top, this like the top of 23, fully into the business of consulting. And AI has really helped me to buy back a lot of my life and a lot of my time. So to the point that I want to share that, like just share some of that, and not maybe all the tips and hacks and tricks and all that kind of stuff here today, but just the advantage of it. And I know some folks are like kind of scared of tech, kind of scared of tech, maybe scared of AI, but we're going to hopefully change your mind about that tonight. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, you already got me started because, first of all, you said that AI has helped you to buy back some time.
Mm,
Everybody is always looking to see time management hacks, productivity hacks. So maybe just give us one or two ways that AI has helped you to buy back your time.
yeah. So as in business and as an educator, as a whatever whichever swim pool you swim in, it can help you buy back your time. So let's just say you need to get out some emails, or you need to, I don't know, you need to get the emails out over to the parents, and you need to put it on the whole school chat or something like that. You can buy back yourself a lot of time instead of figuring out what that email or what that post should look and sound like. Allow AI to help you to create those things and have some things kind of stored up. One of the things that I like to use, and I use a couple of them, and I like to be very streamlined, so I don't use a gazillion of anything. um, but one of the things or the ways that I use it is to really help me to plan out my month. um,
Mm.
and what I mean by that is, actually, I won't tell a whole bunch of that either because I'll be giving all the tea for our upcoming workshop. But the way I use it to help me decide or to let it do the thinking for me. So let me just say,
Right.
because here's the thing, people are scared of it because they feel, this is what I've heard, they feel like AI is going to take over their brain, or they're going to become lazy. They're not going to be a thinker anymore. But the truth of the matter is that with AI, you are still the brains behind AI. It's this just that it's helping you to do it. So you have to put something in. There's the input that comes from you. It comes from your brain. So you tell it what it is that you're looking to do, and then it outputs for you. So I just kind of give all my things. Let me say, for instance, if I am going to plan, I know what my focus is for the month. And then I say, okay, I need to do these different tasks. I want to do all these different tasks, but I only want to do a couple of that, whatever. I drop that into Chat GPT, and it allows me to space it out. And I remember one month doing this, and it blew my mind. That I had exceeded my goal before the end of the month. So I'm telling it how many of what I want to do, what my goal is by the end of the month. So these are very specific goals and I'm telling it, but I'm telling it what I want to do. So it does the thinking for me. I don't have to do all of that, the thinking around that. And it does it. And so I just realized that I was like, oh, the month is over. So I feel my days were a whole lot lighter. And they were done early. So, so my days were ending very early. And
wow, that's really interesting because even as you say that, look at me. You see my list of to-do. This is my real list for all of this week. That's interesting because what you're saying is this list I can put into my Chat GPT and it will map it out each day because I'm literally like my next step is to sit down and to put this into my paper calendar. And each day I will assign 3 or 4 tasks per day. So you're saying that all I have to do is put this into Chat GPT and it's going to assign it to the days and I don't have to worry about that. And instead of me sitting here for the next hour assigning these days for the rest of my month, it's going to do it in a matter of minutes.
And you guys got to come to my workshop because I'll give you all the tips and tricks for all the things, but I still use a calendar. But then there's a way, like I still do my daily. So I have my whole monthly calendar, but then I go day by day. But now I'm only looking at, because I've been taught so well. I've had such an amazing coach. Her name just happens to be Dr. D. Anyway, so I have my calendar as well. But I got that from chat. I didn't do the thinking for this. I didn't do the thinking.
Right. The thinking is the hard part, child.
The thinking is when I was talking to Chat GPT. Well, I didn't use Chat GPT, but the thinking was when I talked to my AI system.
Because now they have multiple of them. And that's another thing. Like people can go down a rabbit hole trying to know all of the different systems, all of the different programs. What is your recommendation or advice on that?
I would say, okay, so here's what I really just try to help my clients with this idea, because you can get very distracted. I just did a video about distractions, but you can get so distracted by all the cool things and just get it even to the point of getting too deep into a thing. All you have to do is focus on how will that tool, if you're an educator, does that tool serve my students? And will that tool serve me as the educator? Will that tool serve my clients? And will that tool serve me as the lead? So you have to really, that's what we try to focus on. We just focus on what will serve you. You do have to find your tool. Now I see people, just like piecemealing a system together.
Right.
And it blows my mind because I'm not interested in that at all. And I just don't feel like you have to do that. I think you need to find what works for you. And when you find it, get into it. Okay, what do I need to do there? What are some integrations? Maybe I do need a few integrations. Maybe I do need a little bit of, this, that, and the other. But you just need to focus on a tool or two. I'll say max 3. Like you really have to minimize the amount of things, because it all feels good, it all looks good, especially if you're not afraid of tech. Like you can just swim in all that stuff all day. You're just like, woo, having a great time, but is it really serving you? And then we got to remember that if it doesn't allow you to focus, because we can get so focused on those tools and what we can input so we can get these cool outputs. Because I like to play around with my prompts too. Don't get me twisted. I love to put stuff in and see what it's going to give me back. But then it also distracts me from execution. I can't be so bogged down with that stuff that now I'm just like, oh, I'm having a great time. And I don't execute none of the things that I just sat here, I spent all this time on doing. So don't do that. So that's one of the things, that's really how we just help folks to really focus. And that is one of my biggest things. Focus on what will serve you, your clients, your students, and in whatever your profession is, like how will it serve you? And if it doesn't benefit you, because all of it's not beneficial for you. If you're not a content creator, don't work with AI that's for the content creators. Like don't worry about that, just so you can know about that. Like, I'm not even worried about not knowing. It's like, I don't use that, so I don't know. I don't know anyone who's successful who uses everything. I really don't.
Right. And you bring up a really great point, because teachers are always, and we both know, because we've both been teachers, we've been in the world of education. So they're not just saying this, it is true. There's not enough time in the day to do the things.
Mm,
And I don't understand why we are not employing AI. It's not new, but some people tend to think that this is new. I think it's just new to us. So,
mhm.
can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, and I think the new part for us is that we're getting to we're putting different we have access to put inputs in. Like, our inputs are different. We're now telling it what to do. But if we really think about it, a lot of our LMS systems in our schools, um almost anything that you use, or anything that is in your single sign-on system, whatever you're clever, or whatever your thing, your discovery ed, that stuff is AI. Like, it's AI. It's embedded in there in some way, in some capacity. In some capacity, your attendance system in your school, that's a level of AI. Again, if you have anything like any smart devices in your home, that's AI. So you need to, it's not a thing to be afraid of. It's not something to like stare away from. But you can really benefit from using what we have access to now in a different way, so that you can buy back your time, be it an educator, entrepreneur, whatever your field is, and just, again, using what will serve you, to get the job done.
Yeah, because it's been around and we need to encourage. I think that the word is more empower
Mm,
educators on how to use it, because I know that many times we will go down a rabbit hole and we'll research, but we won't implement it, because at this point, AI can create your lesson plans. It can plan your week. It can plan your parties. It can tell you what you should be looking
mm-hmm,
forward to. It can help you with assessing your student data. It can help you with grouping of your kids. It can help you with almost every element of your day, which will then allow you to sit back and kick it with your homegirl at lunchtime, which will then allow you to, be able to walk the track at recess and not
mm-hmm.
have to worry about who's going in the group, what is the skill set I need to be working on. But more importantly, those are skills that carry over to the household as well. Even like our grocery shopping and just our
Mm.
regular tasks that we need to do. So, what are some of the common misconceptions you think that we are probably struggling with when it comes to artificial intelligence?
I think the whole idea of it having an ability to take over, like, it's going to take over, or I'm not going to be able to use my brain because AI is going to start thinking for me. And again, you have to engage with AI in order for it to give you any type of results. You have to engage with it. So whatever you tell it, it's just like a calculator. A calculator will not add 2 plus 2. You
Mm.
have to put that in the calculator. It's not going to just show up. You have to you have to know what to put in. And so I think a lot of times we forget that, because we've been so uh institutionalized into, or just taught that we have to do so many things, or we have to do all the things, and then we got to do all the things in one day, like, all of those. So we're still trying to do everything all the time one day. And so we're like, well, I got to do this, I got to do this. And if you're a perfectionist, if you are if you like to be in control a lot, then some people in those areas have a lot of have some hard times with with AI too, because it's helping them. And oftentimes those people, it's hard to accept help, because you
Oh,
need to have
yeah.
your hands in it. Because I don't, for whatever reason, educators, we felt like we had to do everything. I just remember having so much on my plate as an educator, and I mean, all the time, all the time. It was so much. Until, I just realized that I'm going to use everything that I can possibly use in this school system, in this single sign-on. You guys, educators, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That single
Yeah.
sign-on where they have all the apps that they have purchased, but nobody used them because nobody really understands how to. I just start, what can these do? What can they do for me and my students? Because I needed to buy back some of my time. And to the point that I started to feel like I was cheating a little bit, because here I am sitting in class. I was able to meet with more students. Because those kids who need you more, I was able to meet with more of them more
Yeah.
often, because my students were able to just do what they needed to do, and I was able to set them up. But I think we're so used to having being in everything, our brains on a thousand all the time, plates full. I don't believe that's the life that was intended for us. I don't think that we have to. I believe in working. I do believe in working hard, and I enjoy work, but I don't believe that you have to work so hard that you do not take any time off. And as an
Right.
educator, I can attest to that. I can't tell you how many days I was able to use when I was getting ready to go, because I accumulated so many. That's terrible. That's not. You can't brag about that. I had too many days. I could take months off. A whole school, almost a
It's
whole school
folks
year.
listening who can relate to that. We used to brag on that. Girl, I got
Yes.
132 days that I got PTO 132 days. I
Mhm.
got 167 days of sick leave because we were taught to go to school every day, get perfect attendance. They gave us awards for that. And now this is the result that we don't take care of ourselves because we don't want to miss school. So the part that you said, this is what I should have named this segment, how to buy back your time,
Mhm.
because that's what you're talking about. And that's what we
Mhm.
all need to do. We need to be actively and effectively working to buy back our time so that we can do things that are more enjoyable to us, so that we can spend time with our families, so that we can create meaningful relationships, so that we can get out in this world and have some wild adventures and do some stuff. We can do that if we buy back our time. So you have figured out how to use a certain set of systems. You figured out how to prompt them, how to get quality outputs using AI that allows you to buy back your time. So tell us about your upcoming workshop.
So the upcoming workshop is Organize Your Life. Organize Your Life, and we're talking about efficiency with half the effort, because we don't have to do everything all the time. And so I just want to the goal is to really show people that they can really create their monthly plan and doing all the things, whether your life is very social, if that's your life, because maybe you are a homemaker, or whatever your profession is, and you're at home, but there are different things that you need to get done. And then how can I get all of the things done? How can I accomplish everything? And so we talk about the whole, inch by inch, but that is the workshop that we have coming up. And you're going to walk away. We're going to have a guidebook for you, because I'm going to give you prompts. I'm going to give you all the things. I'm not going to leave you hanging. And I'm also going to ensure that you have your monthly calendar. So we'll be working on June's calendar, because it'll be May 23rd when we actually, have the workshop. So we'll focus on the things and our priorities for June. And so you'll be able to go through, we'll give some examples and really help you get it done, so you can do the things you need to do, you want to do, and spend time with those that you love. And sometimes it could be spending time with yourself, because you need time too. And you can't really show up for anybody else if you're not showing up for you. So, yeah, that's what the workshop is all about, and showing you how to get it all done without feeling like you have to get everything done every day. So we walk you through that step by step. So you'll be leaving with your calendar and a guidebook, so you can repeat it month after month.
Along with the tech tools that they'll be able to use, or the AI
Absolutely.
tools.
Yeah,
Now, can you
absolutely.
drop that into the link into the comments for us so that people have access to it? And one of the things that I often have to share with educators is because we've been in a system where we operate out of lack. There's never
Mm,
enough. There's never enough time. There's never enough energy. There are never enough days. It's never enough of anything, and we have to give so much of ourselves. I This month for me, we're doing a month of me, where the focus is on you. This is a great opportunity for you to really focus on you. And a great way to focus on you is to figure out how to buy back some of your time. And then what are you going to do with the time that you buy back? See, a lot of people don't even consider buying back their time because they don't have anything to do. They don't have a social life. They go to work. They are
Mm.
at work. They wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, hour to drive to work, get to work, stay there for 7.5 hours, 8 hours, drive home, come in, cook dinner. If you got kids, go over homework with them, look at your email, scroll on Instagram, and go to bed. So you don't have anything to buy back because you're not doing anything. But what
Mm-hmm.
if you were able to replace a hobby with what you're doing? What if you were able to have a more social life or do some leisure things? So with the time that you've bought back, what are some of the things that you've done, or can you share an example of what you do with the time that you've bought back?
Yeah, so the time my ex what seems or feels like extra time is I get to my husband just recently went on a different schedule, which means that he is sometimes home during the day. Well, I'm doing work. I get to hang out with Hubs, so that's fun. I get to hang out with him. I get to plan. I also have a nonprofit, so we get to work on, and plan some of that stuff. I going out to lunch. I just went to lunch with my girlfriend the other Friday just to kind of go and hang out. Now we could have did this on the phone, but just because we could, let's go meet up
Yeah.
so and so. But I had the time, and I wasn't pressed for time, so I didn't have any deadlines. Because I know that what didn't get done will get done because it's already planned out. So, just different things like that. We recently purchased an RV. So it's like going is a fixer RV. So we get to go in there. I can go just randomly go rip something out, to get ready to do something new and, fix around. So it's just whatever you want to do and taking those random rides. I like to just ride to nowhere sometimes. And all of my networking, I feel like with networking events and like conferences, I don't feel I would feel like, oh gosh, I got to get stuff done. I need to get some stuff done.
Yeah.
Like, I need to
Yeah.
stay right here. But I've freed up so much of my time. Now I'm like, oh, I can do so and so. Let me plan this on so and so day. So now I know I have that. So be it a morning event, afternoon, evening, doesn't matter because now my time is freed up. So it freed me up to do more things on the outside of home because a lot of my clients are online. So, so yeah.
All right. So I think that anybody who's listening who is looking to buy back some time, this is a great opportunity to do it. It's at an extremely low cost. Listen here, y'all better pay a little $20 and get on into this course and stop trying to figure it out on your own. Let
Mhm.
somebody walk you through it who's already figured it out, who can share the tools with you, who can share a workbook that will clearly walk you through the process. We got to stop being the people to think that we have all of the answers. If you had all of the answers, you would have all of the time. But considering you don't have all of the time, you need to get the answers from somebody who's mastered it. And so let's consider clicking that link and going into that session, because I'm here to tell you, once you figure out this AI thing, it's only going to become more and more prevalent, because right now, this is just the test in the waters. You already know they're 10 years ahead of us. They just gave us the last 10 years. They just took us to 2010. They're already at 2030, 2040 for those who have access to that material. And
Mhm.
so now that we're in 2010, they're giving us just enough to prepare us for the next dose that they're going to release. And for those who are not even on the 2010 bandwagon, you're going to be left behind. So we want to empower you to be able to take control, buy back your time, get an understanding of how to use these things and how to use them for you. Let's stop putting
Mhm.
all our energy and time into these schools. These school, that's a job. That's not school. That's a job. And so it's great to be efficient at your job. But how about you live an amazing life? How about you have time to do the things that you really want to do? And how about just have some time to rest where we're
Mhm.
not always exhausted and always running, trying to figure something out, and the work is never done. This is a way to help you to do that. So as we get ready to close out, what's a word of advice or recommendation that you can give them as we get ready to close out?
It's okay to leverage. it's okay to leverage and that you don't have to do it all on your own, because I know as an educator, I feel like that was one of the things that I did. I was so used to doing it on my own. So relinquishing that control, be okay with letting it go. Leverage, use something, someone who can help you get there faster. Buy back your time. That's value. That's worth whatever
Yeah.
investment that's necessary. That's what you need to give your attention and your time to. So I would say just let it go. It's okay, because it's not going anywhere. So leverage that, leverage the tools that are at your fingertips that you have access to. And listen, start with the free, get the free stuff. Like, you, all this stuff don't even cost money. Like, just go and get the free stuff, but leverage it and watch how it changes the game in your life.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, sharing with us today. I really hope that some folks will join you on May 23rd. It's going to be an amazing session taught by an amazing person who really is doing what she says she's doing
Mhm.
and is not out here scamming folks in these streets. So get signed up, share this with other people, and come on, let's have an AI party. Let's figure out how to have a party over here learning this AI and buying back our time. Y'all, I'll talk to y'all later.